Chris Sims lit a match this week, and the flames spread fast. His target was Ashton Gentry. According to Sims, the rookie back didn't look explosive, didn't look special, and maybe never will. Harsh words for a player with exactly one NFL game under his belt. But that's the game with analysts. Bold claims, hot takes, and easy overreactions after week 1. The truth, though, is never found in the box score alone. It's found in the tape, the conditions, and the context. On paper, Gentry's debut was underwhelming. 19 carries for just 38 yards. 1 touchdown. Barely 2 yards a carry. That doesn't scream top 6 draft pick. But anyone who watched the game closely saw something different. The field was a swamp. Rain fell in sheets, turning the turf into ice. The Patriots' defense wasn't subtle. They sold out to stop Gentry stacking the box, daring Geno Smith to throw. And the offensive line? Too often it was collapsing before Gentry even touched the ball. He was dodging defenders 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. That matters. Even the greatest backs need a crease, a moment to plant and go. Still, in the muck of that ugly stat line, there were flashes. Runs where he showed patience, vision, and burst. Twice he ripped off 8- and 9-yard gains that looked effortless, slipping through tight lanes before accelerating into the second level. On another play, he read a clogged A-gap instantly, bounced it outside, and was 1 slip away from breaking a 40-yard touchdown. That's the difference between perception and reality. On a dry field, that play becomes the highlight of the game. Instead, it ends in a stumble, and critics circle the numbers without understanding the context. So no, it isn't time to panic. The fact that New England came in determined to stop Gentry is itself a compliment. Teams already respect him enough to make him the focus of their defensive game plan. Once the offensive line settles, the numbers will follow, and that's the real story, the line. As a team, the Raiders ran 24 times for just 56 yards. That's ugly no matter how you spin it. Worse, Geno Smith was sacked 4 times. Some of that was the Patriots' clever scheming. Some of it was on Geno holding the ball. But too many snaps were lost up front. Rookie Jackson Powers-Johnson drew the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. Sliding from center to right guard isn't easy, and it showed. He missed a critical block that led to a sack, then committed a penalty that stalled a drive. It's growing pains, yes, but the Raiders don't have time to wait for slow development. They need cohesion now. Without it, Gentry will keep running into walls, and Geno will take unnecessary hits. While the offense sputtered on the ground, the defense delivered surprises of its own. Chief among them, Thomas Booker. If you weren't watching closely, you might have missed his impact, but the numbers don't lie. 5 pressures and 44 snaps. His first step is electric. He fires off the line so fast that linemen are playing catch-up before the ball is even secure. He isn't polished yet. Don't expect a clinic in swim moves or rips, but raw quickness like his is rare. One play stood out when New England tried to run outside zone. Booker knifed through the backside gap, a gamble most linemen wouldn't even attempt, and blew it up. That's instincts. Another snap, he ran a twist with Max Crosby and nearly got to the quarterback himself while Crosby cleaned it up. Those are the kind of hidden plays that reshape games. The Raiders' defensive philosophy has clearly shifted. No more heavy rotations of 4 edge rushers. Instead, 3 mainstays, Crosby, Malcolm Kuntz, and Tyree Wilson, carry the load while the interior rotates among 3. Booker, alongside Adam Butler and Jonah Laulu, will be pivotal. If his flashes from week 1 hold, he's not just depth. He's part of the future foundation. But every foundation starts at the top, and in Las Vegas, that means Pete Carroll. His debut wasn't just a win. It was history. Carroll became the first head coach to win his first game with 4 different franchises. That isn't luck. That's culture building. That's buy-in. You could feel it in the locker room after the game, energy, belief. The kind of electricity that's been missing from this organization for years. It's worth remembering how close the Raiders came to a very different reality. Their coaching search flirted with Ben Johnson, who chose Chicago, where the Bears just collapsed in week 1. They eyed Mike Vrabel, now in New England, already showing cracks with Josh McDaniels back in tow. The Raiders dodged bullets. Instead, they landed Carroll, who brought not just his presence, but a staff that screams credibility. Chip Kelly as offensive coordinator. Patrick Graham retained on defense. Continuity and creativity working together, and then there's Geno. He's only here because of Carroll. Their relationship, forged in Seattle, gave the Raiders a quarterback who believes and is believed in. Against the Patriots, his confidence radiated. 6 different receivers caught passes of 20-plus yards. He didn't force-feed a star because there isn't one. He spread it out, trusted his options, and kept the offense unpredictable. Brock Bowers was electric before his knee scare, piling up 103 yards on 5 catches. Michael Mayer filled in seamlessly when Bowers came out, showing why the Raiders have one of the league's most dangerous tight end tandems. Jacoby Myers quietly caught 8 balls for 97 yards, proving depth is more than a buzzword. The Raiders aren't standing still either. They're still tweaking the roster, working out defensive backs Isaiah Bolden and Alex Johnson, as well as wide receiver Samori Toure. These aren't headlines, but they matter. Depth wins in December. Special teams depth buys you field position. Every move is a step towards stability, and stability will be tested immediately. Next up, the Chargers. Defensive coordinator Jesse Minter loves simulated pressures, disguising intent before sending chaos from unexpected angles. It isn't just Khalil Mack off the edge, it's confusion. If the offensive line doesn't clean up its communication, Geno will spend Sunday under fire. This is also where Gentry's importance grows. Establishing even a modest run game forces defenses to stay honest. Without it, the pressure packages get more exotic, and Geno's margin for error shrinks. Week 1 wasn't perfect. It wasn't pretty. But it was progress. Gentry's box score might not silence critics yet, but the flashes are real. Booker's breakout hinted at a new defensive identity. Carroll's debut proved culture matters, and Geno's calm under pressure showed why he's the right quarterback for this moment. Sims can have his hot takes. The Raiders have something better, proof that the foundation is solid, the staff is aligned, and the future, for once, feels worth believing in.